Mathematics is not about numbers, equations, computations, or algorithms. It is about understanding. So let's learn and enjoy mathematics. Our lesson is about graph of polynomial function. What are the objectives of the graph of the polynomial functions? First, we will sketch the graph of the polynomial function. Second, we will describe the graph of the polynomial functions. And the third, we will interpret the graph of the polynomial functions. What are the different steps in graphing a polynomial function? First, we solve for the real zeros using synthetic division and factoring. Second, we put all the value in the table of values and find the extra points. And then the third one, we plot all the points in the Cartesian plane. And then the last one, let us trace the graph. It is also important to identify the end behavior of the graph of the polynomial functions. PE represent as positive even, y approaches to positive infinity. NE, that is negative even, y approaches to negative infinity. PO, so that is positive add, the graph is increasing from negative infinity going to positive infinity. NO, that is negative add, the graph is decreasing, y approaches from positive infinity going to negative infinity. Let us sketch the graph of the polynomial functions. In a given, y is equal to the quantity x plus 1 times x plus 3 times x minus 2. Let us replace the value of y to 0 to solve for x. So that becomes x plus 1 is equal to 0, x plus 3 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let us try to solve the three values of x. So x, change the signs, that becomes negative 1 going to right. X plus 3 is equal to 0, so that becomes x is equal to negative 3, change the sign going to right. X minus 2 is equal to 0, so x is equal to positive 2. If these are the value of the 0, so the x-intercept is negative 1, positive 0, because yung y natin kanina is equal to 0, then negative 3, 0, and then 2, positive 0. So let us try to solve for the y-intercept. Let x is equal to 0. So we need to replace the value of x by 0 to the given equation. So that becomes y is equal to 0 plus 1, x replaced by 0 plus 3, and then 0 minus 2. 0 plus 1, that is equal to 1. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. And then let us multiply. So the value of y is equal to negative 6. So the y-intercept, 0, and then negative 6. Let us write all the value in the table of values. Ayusin natin from negative to positive. So negative 1, 0, and then negative 3, 0, left side, to positive 0, right side. 0, negative 6, after negative 1, 0. So, in the number line, that is negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and positive 2. So, let us try to solve for y if x is equal to negative 4. We need to replace all the value to the equation y is equal to x plus 1 times x plus 3 times x minus 2. So, that becomes negative 4 plus 1, negative 4 plus 3, and then negative 4 minus 2. So let us try to solve. So, negative 4 plus 3 subtract negative 3. Negative 4 plus 3 subtract negative 1. Negative 4 minus 2 add, that is negative 6. So the value of y is equal to negative 18. If x is equal to negative 4, y equals negative 18. What if x is equal to negative 2? So let us replace all the value to the given equation. So that becomes negative 2 plus 1, negative 2 plus 3, negative 2 minus 2. Negative 2 plus 1 subtract, that is negative 1. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1. Negative 2 minus 2 add, that is negative 4. So the value of y is equal to positive 4. If x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to positive 4. How about if x is equal to 1? Let us replace all the value to the given equation. So that becomes x is equal to 1, so 1 plus 1, x is 1, 1 plus 3, and then 1 minus 2. 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 3 is equal to 4, 1 minus 2 subtract, that is negative 1. So the value of y is equal to negative 8. So let us plot all the points in the Cartesian plane. So negative 4 and negative 18, that is quadrant 3. Afterwards, negative 3 and positive 0, that is within the x-axis. Negative 2, positive 4, so that is negative 2, positive 4, quadrant 2. Negative 1, positive 0, so that is x-axis. 0, negative 6, that is y-axis. 1, negative 8, so that is quadrant 4. 2, positive 0, that is within the x-axis. Let us identify the end behavior of the graph of the polynomial functions. X times x times x is x cubed. So that could be the leading term. The sign of the leading term is positive and the degree is odd. So it means ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph natin, increasing. From negative infinity going to positive infinity. So let us sketch the graph. So ganyan yung magiging graph natin if y is equal to x plus 1 times x plus 3 times x minus 2. How many turning points? So as you can see, the exponent is 3 minus 1. So the turning point is at most 2. How about number 2? In the given, y is equal to negative x to the fourth minus x cubed plus 7x squared plus x minus 6. So let us try to solve the zeros using synthetic division. So the numerical coefficient is negative 1, negative 1, positive 7, positive 1, and negative 6. Let us think the factor that the remainder must be equal to 0. So let us try positive 1. So bring down negative 1. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Add, that is negative 2. Multiply, negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 7 minus 2, subtract 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Add 6. 6 times 1, the answer is equal to 0. Let us try to solve. Let us divide using negative 1. So bring down negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Subtract negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. Add, that is equal to 6. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. And let us try to subtract. That is equal to 0. So again, let us divide. Divide it by 2, that the remainder must be equal to 0. So let us try to bring down negative 1. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So the remainder is 0. And then the last one, let us try negative 3. Bring down negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. 3 minus 3 or negative 3 plus 3, the answer is equal to 0. So the zeros are 1, negative 1, 2, and negative 3. The x-intercept, if we replace the value of y by 0, the x-intercepts are 1, positive 0, negative 1, positive 0, 2, positive 0, and negative 3, positive 0. Let us solve for the y-intercept. Let x is equal to 0. So we need to replace x by 0 to the given equation. So that becomes 0 to the fourth minus 0 cubed plus 7, 0 squared plus 0 minus 6. We all know that all the value that raised to or multiply by 0, the answer is equal to 0. So 0 na lang lahat yan. So y is equal to negative 6. So the y-intercept, 0 and negative 6. Let us arrange the value of the x-intercept and y-intercept in the table of values. So 1, positive 0, right? Negative 1, 0, left. Positive 2, 0. Negative 3, 0. And then 0, negative 6 between negative 1 and positive 1. So it means in between negative 3 and negative 1 is negative 2 and then positive 3. So let us solve. If x is equal to negative 2, let us replace the value of x by negative 2 to the given equation. So that becomes negative times negative 2 to the fourth minus negative 2 cubed plus 7 times negative 2 squared plus negative 2 minus 6. So it means negative 2 to the fourth or negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative is negative 16. Negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative is positive 8. Negative 2 times negative 2 and then times 7 is positive 28. Positive times negative is negative 2 and then copy negative 6. So let us solve. Negative 16 plus 8 plus 28 minus 2 minus 6. So the value of y is equal to positive 12. So it means if x is equal to negative 2, y is equal to positive 12. How about if x is equal to positive 3? So we need to replace the value of x by positive 3 to the given equation. So that becomes negative times 3 to the fourth minus 3 cubed plus 7 times 3 squared plus 3 minus 6. So it means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So that answer is equal to 81 times negative is negative 81. 3 cubed is 27 times negative is negative 27. 3 times 3 is 9 times 7 is 63. And then bring the positive times positive is 3 and then negative 6. So let us try to solve. Negative 81 minus 27 plus 63 plus 3 minus 6. The answer for y is equal to negative 48. So it means if x is equal to 3, y is equal to negative 48. So let us plot the points in the Cartesian plane. So negative 3, 0 is within the x-axis. Negative 2, positive 12 is quadrant 2. Negative 1, positive 0 is within the x-axis. 0 and then negative 6, y-axis. 1, positive 0 is within the x-axis. 2, positive 0, x-axis again. And then 3, negative 48 is within the quadrant 4. So let us identify the end behavior of the graph of the polynomial function. The given leading term is negative x to the fourth. So it means that is negative even. So ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph natin. Negative even. So y approaches from negative infinity to negative infinity. So it means ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph natin if y is equal to negative x to the fourth minus x cubed plus 7x squared plus x minus 6. So how many turning point? So the given exponent is x to the fourth, so minus 1. So it means at most 3. So 1, 2, and then 3. Let us sketch the graph of y is equal to 3x to the fourth minus 16x cubed plus 21x squared plus 4x minus 12. Let us replace y to 0 to solve the given using synthetic division. So bring down 3. And then negative 16, positive 21, positive 4, and negative 12. We get the numerical coefficient. So let us try to solve using synthetic division. Think a factor that the remainder must be equal to 0. So let us try positive 2. So bring down 3. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Subtract negative 16 plus 6 is negative 10. Negative 10 times 2 is negative 20. 21 minus 20 is 1. 1 times 2, that is equal to positive 2. 4 plus 2 adds 6. 6 times 2, the answer is equal to 12. So the remainder is equal to 0. Think a factor that the remainder must be equal to 0. So let us try positive 3. Bring down 3. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Subtract negative 1. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Subtract, that is negative 2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. So the remainder is equal to 0. So let us try to solve this one using factoring. So this is the quadratic term. So constant x and x squared. So that becomes 3x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So let us get the factor of 3x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. We identified the product. So 3 times negative 2, the product must be negative 6 and the sum is negative 1. Think a factor that the product is negative 6 and the sum is negative 1. Correct. So that is negative 3 times 2. If we check, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6 and then the sum is negative 1. So the factors are x minus 3 and then x plus 2. Bakit nagkaroon ng 3 sa ilalim? Because the value of a is equal to positive 3. 3 divided by 3, so that is equal to 1 and then copy. Let us try to solve for the value of x. X minus 1 is equal to 0, so x change the sign, so that becomes positive 1. The second one, x plus 2 over 3, so x is equal to negative 2 over 3. So the zeros are 2, positive 3, 1, and negative 2/3. And then the x-intercept, y is equal to 0, so that becomes 2, 0, 3, 0, 1, positive 0, and then negative 2 over 3, 0. Let us solve for the y-intercept. Let x is equal to 0 in the given y is equal to 3x to the fourth minus 16x cubed plus 21x squared plus 4x minus 12. Let us replace the value of x by 0. So it means 0 to the fourth, the answer is equal to 0. 0 cubed is 0. 0 squared, 0. 4 times 0 is 0. So it means y is equal to negative 12. So the y-intercept is 0 and negative 12. Let us write the value of the x-intercept and y-intercept in the table of values. So that becomes 2, 0, 3, positive 0, 1, positive 0, and then negative 2 over 3, 0, 0, negative 12. We need to identify the other extra points. So other extra points between 1 and 2 is 1.5, between 2 and 3 is 2.5. Let us solve for y if x is equal to 1.5. So let us replace the value of x by 1.5. So that becomes 3 times 1.5 raised to the fourth power minus 16 times 1.5 raised to the third power plus 21 times 1.5 raised to the second power plus 4 times 1.5 minus 12. So let us try to solve. 1.5 times 1.5 apat na beses times 1.5 times 1.5 times 3, the answer is equal to 15. Next, 1.5 times 1.5 times 1.5 3 times negative 16, the answer is negative 54. 1.5 times 1.5 times 21, the answer is 47. 4 times 1.5 is 6, and then copy negative 12. Let us identify the value of y. So 15 minus 54 plus 47 plus 6 minus 12, the value of y is equal to positive 2. If x is equal to 1.5, y is equal to positive 2. What if x is equal to 2.5? Let us replace all the value to the given equation. So that becomes 3. Replace x by 2.5, copy 4, minus 16, copy. Replace x by 2.5, copy 3, plus 21, replace x by 2.5, copy squared, plus 4, replace x by 2.5, minus 12. So let us try to solve. 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 times 2.5 times 3 is 117. 2.5 3 times 2.5 times 2.5 times negative 16 is negative 250. 2.5 times 2.5 times 21 is positive 131. 4 times 2.5 is 10, and then copy negative 12. Let us solve for the value of y. So the value of y is equal to negative 4. If x is equal to 2.5, y is equal to negative 4. Let us plot the points in the Cartesian plane. So negative 2 over 3 and then 0. So in between 0 and 1 in the left side. 0, negative 12, that is within the y-axis. 1, positive 0, that is x-axis. 1.5, positive 2, is within the quadrant 1. 2, positive 0, is within the x-axis. 2.5 and negative 4 is quadrant 4. Positive 3 and 0, that is within the x-axis. Let us identify the end behavior of the graph. So the leading term is 3x to the 4th. So it means the sign is positive and then even. So ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph natin. Y approaches to positive infinity. So let us try to graph. So ito yung magiging itsura ng graph natin. So the end behavior is from positive infinity ends with the positive infinity. How many turning point? 3x to the 4th. So minus 1. Exponent is 4 minus 1. So it means the turning point is 3. So at most 3. So 1, 2, 3. Let us practice what you have learned about the graph of the polynomial function. Given the graph, determine the sign of the leading coefficient and degree of the polynomial functions. Choose PE, positive even, NE, negative even, PO, positive add, or NO, negative add. Provide your answers in the comment section. Enjoy learning mathematics. I'm Teresa Tubal. Thank you so much.